Hello, everyone. It's Jay here with another episode for spooky season. And on this episode of the Over Manga Cast, that time we woke up in a podcast and had to explain manga, our heated adventures overanalyzing manga we find interesting. We watch our favorite heroine, Mieruko-chan. Terrible, terrible visions await. But they can't hurt you if you can't see them, right? Join us in chapters 1 through 15.
And welcome back to the Overmount Cast, everybody. My name is Sam. As always, here at the top of the show, we talk about what our familiarity with the franchise that we read this week is. For me, I had heard through some internet discourse that the anime for this was kind of mid and that the manga was better and I should read the manga, and then I didn't until now. So that's really about it for me. Matt, how about you?
Same, except I'd never heard to even watch the anime, so I just knew it existed.
All right, Jay, and yourself.
So I have watched all of season 1, which is currently the only season that's out. Time stamping the episode, but yeah, I had previously heard about the manga, and typical to how I usually operate, I just went ahead and did what was easier and just watched the anime. So this is the first read for me for the manga.
All right, and Jacob.
I read scary stories to tell in the dark as a kid.
Close enough. All right, and we open up with our main character, Miko, getting unexpectedly caught in the rain on her way home from school, and that is not the only unexpected thing that happens, as she glances up and sees a horrifying faceless monster just standing right in front of her, leaning in real too close, like, "Can you see me?" And to her credit, our girl glances down the street as if looking for the bus, pulls out her phone, and is like, "Oh, hey, I forgot to reply to that," and is just casually going about her day. So the monster turns around and walks away, and as soon as it's gone, she's like, "Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, what was that? What was that? What was that?"
Oh, just no selling the entire situation.
I gotta say, it's a really efficient way to set up the premise of your manga. Just instantly, first 2 pages, here's what's going on. Girl sees ghosts, does not want ghosts to know this.
She heads home, hoping that that will be the end of it. It is definitively not.
Surely just a weird hallucination I saw. It's fine.
One thing I couldn't help but notice is it was a lot of it was in the first chapter, but the first couple of chapters have a lot of fan service that the that the manga proceeds to drop a little bit later, which the only reason I noted is because it's one of the most transparent examples of we're gonna put in a bunch of fan service to keep people's attention long enough to get them hooked by the story I've seen in a long time.
So, to be fair, also, if we go by the end of volume 1, the little authors edit, apparently they started this on Twitter, and then within like the first couple of weeks, so probably like first 3 chapters, they got serialized into a weekly series.
Yeah,
so probably
that's probably when it tamed down a lot. Yeah.
Surprisingly, if you put a lot of just fan service shots, you get a lot of play on Twitter. I would never know why.
If you have a lot of
Amazing.
panty lines showing through the pajama bottoms, people pay attention. Who would have known?
a lot of shots of the protagonist suspiciously bending down. It's one of those ones where it's like this sort of like don't pay attention to this kind of fan service. I don't know. So something about how like unashamed it was. I found it more amusing than anything else.
It knew what it was. It's
Yeah.
really-
It had that thing that you get from like 80s horror where you have the girl put her ass in the camera before she gets stabbed by the slasher.
Yes.
We've all read Final Girl, Sam. We know
Yes.
exactly what that's like.
It's essential because it's what the people want.
What the people crave: violence and sex.
Yes.
This manga actually has a lot of both.
Miko does her best to ignore the the twisted necked ghost that appeared in the bathroom mirror while she's getting ready for bed. She's like, okay, maybe I should like seek an exorcism, get a rosary. You know what? Maybe I just am tired. I need to get some sleep. Love. This manga has some great just like I for lack of a better word, jump scare panels.
I just love how her entire energy just throughout and this kind of causes a bit of conflict, obviously, in later chapters, but she is the epitome, like the absolute epitome of
If you can't see me, I can't see you. Or
something like that. It was just, yeah.
She's
yeah.
extremely stone faced.
The other thing I like is, I know, salt. That'll make them go. She just gets a giant bowl of salt and sits it in the corner. Like, that's not how that works.
You typically throw the salt on them, or you make like a ring of protection, not just, I put a bunch of salt in my room.
Put a bunch of salt in the corner.
For those of you who don't know, the myth is that evil spirits can't cross salt lines. Which, considering that salt's properties as an antimicrobial, it's another one of those cases. That old fairy tale actually has something of a basis in truth, because diseases were usually blamed on ghosts and such.
If you simply do not go where the miasma is, you will not get sick and die.
I think also something with Japan in particular, it's because salt comes from the sea. There's kind of like the divine angle there. But
and the idea of like moving water is purifying. But poor Miko, she goes and puts the salt in the corner of the room, and she's like, okay, I'm just going to get some sleep. I'll be able to deal with this. And she's putting herself under the covers, and there's another ghost just right there under the covers, just going, mama. Just going to ignore that. Gonna buy a rosary tomorrow, maybe change the bed sheets.
And it's not because there was a ghost touching them.
No, that is not the reason why. You are correct, Jay.
This manga is at least a lot subtler about the fact Miko is constantly pissing herself in fear.
Yes.
Unlike 100 Girlfriends, which tells you constantly.
Also, her name is Miko.
Yes,
that's what
I
I
don't know
said.
if that was pointed out. Yeah.
Because it's a
Irony.
short name. Yeah, it's a nickname for Mieruko, right? Or
Mieruko?
Or is her name?
No,
Miko?
I was referring to the religious Miko.
Oh, yeah. Shrine Maiden. Yeah, actually, I was going to ask about that. Jay, resident expert. Because spoilers, they go to a shrine later, and that made me think of that. But that's a bit later. Currently,
we have to introduce our other primary character.
Yeah, Miko goes to school, and we're introduced to the genkiest of all Genki girls.
The Boobs McGee of this franchise. You know the one.
Have you seen Orihime? It's Orihime.
It's Orihime, but somehow dumber. Like,
which is really, really impressive.
No, it's Mako from Kill la Kill.
Oh yes, 100%.
You are correct. The parallels are numerous.
Like, as soon as you said it, yeah, no, I see it.
No wonder I liked her so much. Mako was my favorite character in Kill la Kill.
I would not be surprised if you ever had the two of them in one room. They would officially destroy the entire Earth with their dumbness. It's terrifying.
They just fused into one being.
The nexus of pure life energy and stupidity would create a black hole that would annihilate all things.
She is, as Jake described, the gankiest of all Genki girls, because she she's introduced by jump scaring Miko with a surprise hug, And we find that Miko is actually capable of shocked reactions to unexpected situations. It's just a really good thing she's capable of suppressing that when the ghosts are around.
Yes, I'm actually quite concerned for our protagonist just because obviously since we have established that she's the only one who can see these creatures.
So far, we have established that, yeah.
Yes. So I'm just saying from the outside point of view, she might end up with a referral for some anxiety.
I think she needs that anyway. Who cares if the ghosts are real? This girl needs some sleep.
I'm just saying, if she was drugged out, she might be doing a lot better.
Yes.
The sheer amount of internal screaming faces that we get from her, it's like her blood pressure's got to be through the roof, man.
Yes.
I like how she has a sort of generally speaking plain aesthetic, but the amount like the degree to which the bags under her eyes expand, it transforms her unintentionally into almost having a bit of a goth girl aesthetic. Because she's so gloomy all the time because she's so tired.
Yeah. Which
I
is
feel
another
that.
reason that made it apparent that at least lore-wise that this was a relatively recent development.
Mhm.
Yeah, the very heavy implication is that we see the first time it happened in that opening chapter. Well, fortunately, nothing bad has gone on so far. We're on the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah, why do you ask? As a ghost walks by the window and then slips through, goes, "Morning," as this like weird twisted schoolgirl staggers through the walls. Miko, desperately maintaining her poker face, is Hana's just like, "Why are you staring at me so intensely? Ooh, are you about to confess your love to me?"
Yes, there's a lot of Yuri energy, similarly to Kill la Kill, actually.
Yeah.
I love Miko's response to that is when she's like, is still the glum face of if she'd just seen a ghost, like, oh, gross. Not into it.
Because Hana immediately drops the just kidding.
She was only half kidding.
Poor Hana. Look, this is not the hardest the manga will push this ship, which, to be fair, I'm all for it.
I'm just saying, what else do you do when you have like your bestie? you just
Everyone knows if you have a best friend, you constantly want to bone them.
duh.
Oh. So I'm gonna go.
But because this manga is still in the sex sells segment, we have to have a section in the locker room of the girls changing.
I was about
Yes.
to say, Sam, it never actually leaves sex cells, if we're going to be
Yeah,
honest here.
It
Yeah,
does,
it's
it
just
does
yeah,
not. It tones it down, but it is never fully eliminated.
Which, to be fair, it's part of the joke. So, like, it's not like it should eliminate that.
Just because you get serialization does not mean you lose your target audience here.
It just gets less comedically desperate.
But it's here where we establish sort of the rhythm of the manga, which is Hana will be on some particular kick that is unintentionally and comedically related to the current ghost situation. In this particular scenario, she's talking about a show that she watched where there was a severed head in a locker. How messed up is that? Why would they show that on TV? I don't know. Why were you watching it? Look, can you open my locker for me? We're going to be a ghost in there. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. And she opens the locker. There's nothing there. See? Nothing there. What did I tell you? Oh, yay. Thank you, Miko. Oh, by the way, can you get my phone off of the top shelf of the locker? I'm too short to reach it. How did you even get it? Okay, whatever. And Miko's like reaching up to get the phone. And there
Severed ghost head.
Severed ghost head.
I gotta say, the number of gruesome deaths that has happened in this town is very alarming.
It really is. Just
Well,
like,
that's another thing that I had to think. Well, probably if we're getting into lore about it, is this only because there was just so many homicides or deaths, or are they just drawn to our sparkling child, Hana?
Well, I mean, yeah,
a
like,
little
are they?
of column A, a little of column B.
And I mean, like, the other thing is, are they like spirits from the ether, or do they represent somebody who died? It's not come up yet because Miko is doing everything in her power to pretend it's not happening.
Mm-hmm. But it's like between Severed Head Screamy Boy, who literally goes "ree" in the locker, and the guy in Miko's bathroom whose like neck was twisted around like 5 times. We've already got, just by visual implications, some pretty freaking brutal deaths.
I don't know how deeply this manga is going to delve into lore. I don't know how deeply I want it to delve into lore.
Mhm. Yeah, towards the end of our reading, it was reaching that sort of sweet spot of just like explaining enough that you're able to get your teeth into it, but not getting rid of the mystery. But that's coming up later when we introduce my favorite character. Right now, have entered the sort of slice of life horror comedy arc of the manga, where we have various shenanigans involving the spirits, such as, oh no, Hannah forgot her panties, and that's clearly the most devastating situation right now. Totally not the grabby hands ghost that was living in her desk.
To be honest, I was a little offended because obviously this falls into a category of men writing women. You don't forget. If you don't just forget that you left your panties off.
You would not walk all the way from the locker room to the classroom without noticing that already.
Oh shoot, I completely forgot I was wearing underwear in my very short skirt.
Oh no.
Literally, like guys being dead serious that they forgot to put a shirt on. Like, no, you didn't.
Oh, so you say that, Jay, but I have woken up and forgotten I wasn't wearing a shirt.
It's just some real porn writing scenario. Which is emphasized by the fact that a very handsy ghost is living in Hana's desk. And we have the juxtaposed comedy of Miko not wanting anything to do with this, Hana totally unaware, as the ghost is like grabbing at her ample bosom.
Literally everything. Like it's
and everything else, yeah.
Just because of the like you mentioned, Miko not wanting anything to do with it. One thing that it was a through line that actually kind of stuck with me for this reading is how like freaking wholesome the friendship between these two is, because there are other cases where, like it's like a more like better examples of Miko just like actively making sacrifices for the sake of her friend because her friend doesn't know what's going on and she does, and she can't just, leave the situation like this.
Mhm.
It is simultaneously very funny and very endearing.
Oh, they're so wholesome. I love them.
I know. Also,
Ugh.
I just noticed this in scanning through the manga for the show, but one of Hana's like signatures is she is a big fan of this particular like bunny mascot character with this comedically severe frown. It's literally just an upside down V for a mouth.
Mhm.
And at several points, Miko has not to the same severity, but a similar expression. And it's like, I can just see Hana like subconsciously being like, oh, this reminds me of my friend. Meanwhile, in actual head thought land, she's like, ooh, cute bunny.
Oh.
But we have to have the the wet t-shirt.
We have to.
We established that hand sanitizer, an unreasonable amount of hand sanitizer, does in fact not exorcise ghosts.
No, you have to plead the masses. Please the masses.
Yeah, so we have to get the girl with the big tits have her shirt wet.
To be
Because
fair,
yes, for reasons.
this is after they go to the nurse's office and Hana proceeds to try and play doctor with Miko.
Yes, that actually happens.
Like
We're all alone. Let's play doctor.
it's a really funny thing about like, man, I can't see. Oh no, am I dead? I can't hear my own heartbeat. It's because your chest is too big. Oh, well then maybe I'll try and hear your heartbeat. It'll probably be easier. Why would you say that?
Yeah, because
It's such a friend thing to say.
Such a mean thing. Just
Miko has been explaining away her various stumbling around to push Hana out of the way of ghosts. Says, "Oh, I'm anemic, you know."
Oh, of course.
They show up at the nurse's office and the nurse isn't in, so that's where Hana's like, "Oh, let me use the stethoscope on you. Hey, you know those things are like people get like sick because there's so much bacteria on them. Here, let me sanitize your hands. Spray, 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 trying to like get the ghost like it's holy water or something."
I mean, it's definitely not because it doesn't work. It actually
No.
just makes the situation much worse.
Exactly.
Because Hansy Ghost grows a head that now watches.
Mm-hmm.
Or did he always have the head and this somehow just made it?
He always had head. It was just up his own ass.
Yes.
Oh.
Jay, are you suggesting that something about this scenario caused his head to rise?
Yes, that is
Okay.
exactly what I was trying to get at. Yes.
But as they are just kind of messing around, Miko desperately trying to get rid of this ghost, the big titty nurse shows up,
Because we need those.
which instantly distracts the ghost. And apropos of nothing else, the nurse's perfume had some sort of element in it that exorcised the ghost.
Results may vary.
Yeah. Can we point out this woman, this nurse for their school, comes in dressed like Lorelai from the Pokemon anime? Like,
She really do, actually.
just not
Yeah.
appropriate to be.
Yeah, I feel like I've been desensitized a bit to it just because I don't know. In the last couple series I've been reading individually. That's just apparently how they envision school nurses now.
Yep, Jay. Whenever you see a school nurse in a hentai or a dojin, it does look exactly like that. I understand where you're coming from here.
Just like really plunging neckline. I just love the comedy of like the perfume had something in it that
Well, she brews her own perfume. That's
that feels like something that would happen in Old Gods of Appalachia. It's like I made my own perfume, but it's got like sage in it to get rid of the haints.
Those were words.
I understand you, Sam.
I don't.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's go get donuts.
Oh, I love the recurring donut shop.
I love how long the arc of Miko getting prayer beads is because she asks Hana and she says, "Oh yeah, you can just get that at the convenience store." Oh, should we go to the convenience store? We'll do that in like 6 chapters.
We'll do that in like 6 chapters. First, we need to go get us some donuts. So we're going to go to this novelty donut shop that has just the weirdest pastries: the fungus muffin, the giant scorpion choco chip, and the amen ring, which is a fried dough that looks like a rosary bead. Like
Now
we're
I
in-
understand like themed like bakery themes or whatever, but they're just not connected in any way.
This is a kitchen sink of themes. They're like, hey, what sort of weird, quirky thing can we do this week? And they just sort of,
What random donuts could we concoct that would be hilarious jokes in a manga? Oh.
That's glorious.
Honestly, I could see a bakery actually trying something like that as a publicity stunt. Here, have all of your wacky manga shenanigans with our donuts.
But the joke in this particular chapter is that Miko has been in the wrong line this entire time because she's been staring at her phone, scrolling the menu, and she's actually in line with a bunch of ghosts.
This is like my primal fear of mine because gotta look at the menu ahead of time. Gotta figure out what's good.
Of not paying attention to the world around you and getting in the wrong line.
That too.
Jay, I've been to enough places with you. I know that that's a distinct possibility.
Hey,
We have
Okay.
lost Jay because she stopped following us before.
dude, I can roast myself sometimes, okay?
we are very willing to help.
Now, admittedly, that one time it was our own fault because we got distracted by Digimon cards in the Target, but
We did get some good Digimon cards.
Indeed.
What were we talking about?
See,
We were talking about going to get donuts and ghosts queuing up for something as well. And it's like, what are the ghosts queuing up for? Oh, a weird, warty, pustule-ridden head in an alleyway eating them.
Typical Tuesday, I guess.
I love how just like intensely grotesque the like ghosts are. Because for one, it comedically heightens the contrast between them and
the very clean, very honestly almost undetailed. Like it's one of those ones where it's that sort of like flat, like a lot of negative space kind of art.
Mhm.
Like most of the detail is in the eyes, to a lesser extent the hair, and then there's this like the all of the supernatural stuff is like this like sketchy. I made the joke earlier about scary stories to tell in the dark, but it's that art style.
Yeah, and then the ghosts are just these very sketchily rendered, like horror visages, very distorted. They all have like black pits for eyes, like bit of a niche reference. But if you've ever read any of Lamentations of the Flame Princess, the art that Scrap Princess does is pretty close to that.
Sam, do you ever make anything other than niche references?
I feel like I've heard of that only because I feel like Sam's mentioned that to me before. I have no idea what it is.
I plead the fifth. Anyway, the ghosts are lining up to be eaten by a weird wart-ridden man,
As you do.
as you do.
This will come up again. This is set up for later? Question mark.
There's a lot of things that happen in these early chapters that feel like they're set up for later, but they don't do anything with it in what we read, so.
So instead, after getting donuts, we need something else to distract us. Oh, kitty!
Kitty in an Amazon box.
It's a very cute kitty. I want the kitty.
It's a very cute kitty. It's very friendly. Takes an immediate liking to Hannah. And there's a weird ghost hunched in the box.
I'm just saying, this is how I know ghosts would totally betray you, because everyone knows that if it were a ghost, dogs would freaking tell you.
To be fair, we see dogs do freaking tell you if there's ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a demonstration of that later.
Don't trust cats.
The cats don't give a shit.
To be fair, it seems like cats can't see ghosts, which is interesting.
The cat paws at the ghost in the box.
The cat's just cool with ghosts then, apparently.
Yeah, that's why cats are the best.
Evil.
Yeah.
Pure evil.
Pure evil, and I love them and I want to hug all of them.
Again, it's the well the manga comes back to again and again, but I love the juxtaposition of Hannah just like, oh my gosh, look at the kitty, it's so cute, I can't take it. And then Miko's just like, yeah, I can't take it either.
Me neither.
She's just looking at this horribly twisted monster.
Dying inside, not
Uh-huh.
having a good time at all.
Oh, I'm totally going to take this cat back home with me. No, you should not. Oh, right. My apartment doesn't allow pets. Oh, thank God. All right, so we need to make sure that he finds a nice friend by posting him on Twitter.
That seems like a bad idea.
That means I need to sit here on this bench as that ghost is just sitting here looking at the cat. But I actually really like this. Both from like, it's the classic don't judge a book by its cover, moral lesson. But also, it's a bit of world building because it shows some of the utility of Miko's power. Because, they're sitting on the bench. Hana has posted on Twitter. It's like, hey, I've got this cat. Does anybody want him? We're going to be at this place until this time. And a guy shows up and he looks like, every scary dude in every manga, bald, scarred
Stereotypical Yakuza type.
face. Yeah, bald, scarred face, severe expression. And he just kind of like menacingly stands there, and Hana's immediately put off by him. And then a traditionally handsome young man shows up and he's like, hey, can I have the cat? And Miko immediately stands up and like cuts Hannah off. It's like, no, you're not going to give the cat to him. Oh, why not? I just don't think that's a good idea. And we see Miko's perspective. This boy is surrounded by the vengeful shades of hideously murdered cats.
To be fair, that's also what other human ghosts look like. So they could just be cat ghosts.
No, that's the point.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're the ghosts of his previous victims.
Okay.
I'm
going to describe every ghost going forward as the vengeful shade of.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the
That was my read as well. Yeah.
Like we see, I think, 2 ghosts that aren't horribly twisted in some regard.
We
Uh,
we do, but then we never see that again, and I feel like that kind of was a design choice they backed off on.
I'm not entirely sure because like we have the boys surrounded by the like horrible cat ghosts. And Miko's like, no, we can't give the cat to him because he's obviously some sort of psychopath that tortures cats for fun. And meanwhile, and so the ghost that was like watching over the kitten in the box is like stalking him as he walks away.
because like it had been watching the cat and it sees this guy who has like all of these other spirits attached to him and then attaches to that guy and starts like snarling at him in ghost speak.
And then they give the little kitten to scarred bald tattoo man.
And we see he also has spirits attached to him.
They're these very clean and relaxed looking cat spirits just kind of lounging on his shoulders.
They're
like,
very peaceful, whereas the other ones are obviously, well, tortured and don't look exactly like they want to be there.
They're little cat angels is the thing. Like,
yeah.
Cat angels were,
The other guy has little cat devils.
yes. Do not go with the cat devil person if you want to have a good life.
We have a very brief bonus chapter that I absolutely loved where, you know, homie brings the cat back and he's like, oh, so what should your name be? How about Meowmal? And the cat's like swipes at him and cuts his lip. And you think it's like, oh no, he's going to like snap right now. But he just kind of wipes away the blood and he's like, oh, hey, Meowmal, you like that name, right? And the cat, not realizing what it did, goes, meow.
It does cat things.
it's the explanation that his Yakuza scars are because he owned cats.
And we have this incredibly sweet image of, and I love it. This is such good storytelling of like this smiling woman with a ring on her finger is like watching over him, and the 2 little cat angels, and there's a shrine in the corner of the same woman and cats, and it's like, no, he's really a nice guy and he's going to take good care of this cat. And my heart was so warm.
It was so cute. I loved
It's so
it.
cute.
Oh.
And I it's like I was having a decent time with the manga up to this point. This was the part that really sold me of like, okay, yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
this has some real weight to it as a
Yeah,
story.
because the thing is, like, up to this point, it's all been like jokey, dumb stuff. Like, there hasn't been like any kind of like meaningful narrative weight to anything. But this was a story that like actually had some like visual storytelling and subtlety to it, you know, relatively speaking.
Subtlety is definitely a word I would be hesitant to use with this story, but
Yeah, well, that's why I followed it with relatively speaking, because
Yeah, everything's relative.
in contrast to what had come before.
Yeah, because we immediately dive back into the slice of life shenanigans after this. But I got to, you know, spoil the would you continue reading at the end. I feel like this manga has a lot of moments with like real heart in it that are separated by, I wouldn't I would definitely not say like subpar material. It's just like,
It's goofy, dumb shit, is what it is.
and so for a lot of this reading, I was like, you know, this is pretty good. You know, I enjoy this. I'm having a good time. I could come back to this. And then every now and again, it'd just be like, oh yeah, now we're cooking. And this chapter with the cats was definitely one of those moments. But yeah, getting back to the the slice of life shenanigans, we have Miko on the bus with the gossip ghost.
Oh, yes.
I guys, I love the designs of the ghost, and this one is particularly gruesome because it's this like 4-headed beast on
this
like
malevolent 4-headed vengeful beast.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah, it's this 4-headed monster on like the body of a schoolgirl, sort of, and like all repeating various gossipy platitudes. And Miko's like, okay, now I gotta get off this bus as soon as I can. I just gotta ignore it, pretend I don't hear it. And then one of the heads like leans over her shoulder, like, hey, no way, right? Can you believe it? And the ghost is like paying attention to her, so she has to try really hard to not notice. And that makes her miss her bus stop. And she's so sad about it.
I like how she's sad because she's not going to get a meetup with Hana, but then Hana texts, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not even close to there. I also got lost."
I took the wrong train, like the whole ass wrong train.
Oh.
How do you even do that?
It makes sense if it makes sense, but probably the wrong destination was indicated as on the train.
Or Hana just didn't care.
I get the feeling that Hana is easily distracted.
What makes you think that?
The fact that she's easily distracted. I feel like if threw a coin past her or something, she'd just follow the shiny to like another state.
But despite missing her bus stop, Miko still arrives at the meetup destination before Hana. So she's just chilling in the Starbucks. I mean Moonbucks.
Better than it's
the
better than that other
Staybucks?
place.
The Staybucks. Yep.
I had to double check because I thought it was supposed to be like a steak burger thing. Because I'm like, what on earth is this? Oh,
They made the overcorrection just without thinking about potentially making another word.
yeah.
Considering Hannah's get out of jail card for this particular vignette, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a steak shop. Because she's just kind of sitting there enjoying her drink, waiting for Hana, and she glances over as she hears somebody talking on the phone. It's like some guy talking to some, like fancy pants boy talking to her or talking to his girlfriend. And there's a ghost just like leaning against him, like, "Yeah, I love you. No one else can have you." It's just like, classic jealous, jilted lover sort of thing.
Mhm.
And Playboy immediately
which
thinks
makes me question: is this a dead person?
See, this is the chapter that also made me wonder, like, are these all supposed to be dead people? Like, because
Yeah, that's why.
I'm not going to spoil this particular chapter, but like the end of this chapter is insane. If this is people are haunted by the things they've murdered rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
which brings up my response to Cat Guy is like, I don't think he actually killed like 14 cats. Like, I think he's just an evil person.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't say one way or the other. I suppose that makes it. But like the thing is, we know at least some of them are dead, but that's why I said earlier, like, are these ghosts of dead people or are they like just spirits from the ether or something?
Manifested bad vibes.
Yeah. Miko does not want to know. She doesn't want any part of this, so the manga has not really directly addressed that idea yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To be fair, homegirl ghost we get in this one strikes me as ghost who became obsessed with this dude, not necessarily
Someone that
Someone
he
who-
knew it,
Yeah.
like he didn't know her in life.
Yeah, the ghost notices Miko noticing and stalks over to menace her about it. And Miko's just desperately searching up something on her phone. It's like, "You can't have him. He's mine." So Miko's looking at her phone like, "Wow, he's so cool." I love the like triangle of misunderstandings here. Because Playboy is like, "Ooh, she's talking about me." The ghost is like, "She's talking about him." Miko looking at her phone, watching a wrestler.
I like how going forward there's the not so subtle implication that I need something just random that will be perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, he's cute. Because this wrestler, the Badger, comes up multiple times and Miko's just like, ooh.
Miko becomes an honest to God fan of Anaconda Anaguma.
She actually develops a love for pro wrestling because of this distraction.
She's like, I need to find a very manly dude doing manly things. And then just like, oh no, this awoken something in me.
Yes.
I gotta say, there's a lot of panels that made me burst out laughing. The one that got me the hardest was later on. It's like a end of chapter little vignette thing, so questionable canonicity, but it's like Miko at a meeting with Anaguma, and they're like posing for a photo shoot, and he's hover handing her.
Well, yeah, you don't want to get accused of anything with fans.
I know, but that was so funny to me. I don't know why. But it works. The weird vagina mouth ghost is like, "Oh, she's not into my boy."
You got to be more specific. There's multiple weird vagina mouth ghosts.
Yes, unfortunately.
Rows of teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shark.
Like a vagina.
Yes, we've all seen that movie. Yes.
I just meant all of them. Right? Oh, no.
So Hannah shows up. And he goes like, oh, thank God, my friend is here, I can leave. And that's when Playboy, who, reminder, opened this scene on a phone call with his girlfriend, decides to go up and start hitting on Miko, who, using all of her combined powers of ignoring ghosts, just completely stonewalls this man.
Incredible. Because he is very, very attractive.
It's some real girl boss behavior to just completely no sell this guy. And yeah, that's when the thing that rightfully I think made Matt question the metaphysics of this. Girlfriend of Playboy shows up, and she is surrounded by a horde of like jilted lover man ghosts. A lot of which with like their costuming are like
Older.
coded as being like older. So it's like probably teachers.
There are a
Even
lot of
though-
implications that it doesn't get into.
Yes, so
Probably for the
whether
best.
whether there are people who were in a relationship with her or people who admired her from afar.
See, I'm seeing a lot of stalkers is really
Yeah.
That
I guess
too, that too.
I guess the implication of this chapter is there are people that were led on by them, which maybe, but then why does Playboy not have more? It's the weird
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's the sort of thing where the mangaka wanted to go for a specific like gut punch moment.
Yeah,
And
it's the end of panel like whammy, but then like within the context of the full story, you have to be like, that's kind of weird.
it makes you question why doesn't obvious Playboy have more, crazy lady ghosts after him.
Well, it's because he's so obviously a playboy. No one's really that disappointed in him. They're like, oh no, that's what he does. Like, at some point, you just
Yeah,
know
you know
who you're
what?
getting involved with. Like,
You know what? I buy it.
I do like Miko going like, some people are just made for each other.
Yeah, match made in hell right there.
But then we get the culmination of the prayer beads arc. I love this.
Like, particularly as a fan of the Dresden Files, this is so fucking funny to me. Because they go to the mall, and Miko ends up buying like 4 rosaries. And
Hana comes over. Why did you buy those? Are they trendy or something?
yeah, they're definitely trendy. So why haven't I seen anybody else wearing them? I'm a trendsetter.
It's just the most boss thing to say.
Yes. I set those trends.
Oh, you keep cooking, Miko. You're amazing.
Maybe I should have gotten some. And then Miko, remembering the ghosts that were molesting her friend, you know what? Yeah, you have 2 of mine. That's why I bought 4. I need to increase her defense stat.
So, for some reason that makes sense in Hana's vacuous brain, they have to go through a spooky alley.
Well, no, it's because they have to go to the bakery in order to get butt buns.
Yes, these are butt buns.
Introduce the butt buns.
It tastes
Buns?
like a real butt.
It tastes like eating a real butt.
Just like this. I lost it. Because talk about slap it right in your face.
Yeah, that's what people want. A butt bun slapped right in their face. I'm just saying, Hana gets better by the chapter. This girl eats ass.
I'm not saying I don't like being catered to, but even I was confused by this.
But yeah, unfortunately,
This makes them go down the most cursed alley ever.
Where
a comedically cursed alley.
so comedically cursed. If we're still going by the metric that one ghost equals someone was viciously slain, means 90 people have died in this alley. Like,
I mean, like, in a grand scope, you can say like it's a city. There's a lot of people here in just like pure population density. A lot of people are going to die in some bad way or another that might leave a ghost. So that's going to like build up over time. So, but that's me explaining on the manga's behalf.
Well,
So,
I'm not convinced all of the ghosts are like dead
like
people.
human souls.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they're all that. Like,
True,
we know for a
have
fact
number.
some of them are.
Jacob,
But
we have a
I
number
think-
of entities that do
Okay.
argue that. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, Jacob, I think with what we get introduced later, I think that's basically confirmed that all of these things aren't ghost. The character that gets introduced next, I think she's a strong case for it.
Yeah, we're still a few chapters away from Best Girl Julia, but
Ooh, Sam, I've never disagreed with you more.
It is a hard choice because Hannah is also a strong contender for Best Girl. Julia's too freaking funny.
But yeah, we'll be able to compare all parties as we go on. In going through the turbo cursed alley,
Find the most man so far.
who's apparently very itchy.
We just get Leatherface from the Chainsaw Massacre movies, like
Leatherface as hung by a steel chain, it looks like.
Oh, and the location is so cursed. The prayer beads that Miko is wearing explode.
They freaking explode.
Which, like, they bought these at a convenience store. Why? How?
she just starts crying too. Is the best part. Like,
Like,
Abandon all hope.
you enter here. Hana, who has blissfully run along, phasing through the spirit, is just like, oh, hey, Miko, what's wrong? Did your shoelaces come undone? I'm fine. My bracelet snapped. What? But you just bought it.
Oh,
No, please
yeah.
don't come back here.
we got to go back to complain.
And, but that's after Miko summons up all her courage to just walk through the spirit, because it's like, if Hannah could just walk through it, surely I can too.
I don't see anything. Ah!
And then, continuing the theme of the month, we have Miko go inside something's body.
Because we can't escape it, even in this.
Because Hana also dropped her bunny plush, so Miko has to go back and get it, which involves bending down inside the spirit. She's just like sobbing at the end of it. It's like, oh no, you're so upset by your bracelets being destroyed. We need to go back and get you new ones. Don't take me through it again.
Miko is dragging Hana away from going back through the alley again.
But we're not quite done as we get introduced to
Actual best girls.
Enya from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
I gotta say, I do love the trope of person who's got mild amounts of psychic abilities, but realizes that's not really profitable and proceeds to just scam people.
Oh yeah, no, she's Mort Lindquist. That's why I say this, as a Dresden Files fan, this was my favorite chapter, because she's just Mort. She is someone who had enough, like, talent for seeing the undead that she is able to fake it till she makes it and just scam people.
I'm not 100% sure that, because we get introduced that there is a not traditionally attractive woman who is using the charms she is making to get men attracted to her, and those appear to be working. So I think this lady is psychic to some degree.
oh
No,
no, she's definitely. She definitely has some powers. Like she says in her own head, the scam is working.
She says that she's paying dudes off to hit on this lady.
Oh, I thought she was also just spending her money on escorts. I misunderstood then.
Yeah, but she does definitely have powers, because when Miko and Hana enter, like, she doesn't have vision to the degree that Miko has. She just sees sort of like a vague, spooky
Shadow
mist.
mist, yeah.
Miasma or something.
She notes Miko, and it's like, you know it's there. Oh no! There
I
is
love it.
something very, very wrong going on right now.
Here, a very powerful rosary. It's I'll give this to you. A great power resides within. Go ahead and put it on, girl. She slips it on and it immediately explodes again because Leatherface followed them here.
Yeah, and this is where we learn that Hana is objectively the Genkiest of all the Genki girls.
She has such a pure aura that things are attracted to her, but like a moth drawn to flame, her pure energy instantly will destroy weaker spirits.
Uh-huh. She's just got a Super Saiyan aura of life energy around her.
Oh, I love Hana. And so grandmother decides, all right, I suppose the charlataning has gone on long enough.
Time to get serious.
I shall give this girl my most powerful artifact, and then I will proceed to be a spirit medium the right way. And then the most powerful artifact explodes instantaneously. Well, time to retire.
It explodes instantaneously and hits her in the face.
I'm moving back in with my children.
I love it because like there's like a half a panel where she's like going about her office doing her charlataning work, and there's a letter from her son just like, Mom, please come home, stop scamming people. Which makes her returning home all the better.
Oh, it's amazing. And like she has her stage name crossed out and her real name on the fortune telling mansion closed for good. Oh,
I love Granny. She's great.
she's amazing. Oh, but we need more characters. Let's introduce more characters.
We introduce Miko's little brother. I do really like the way he's introduced because, you know, like Miko's asleep. She's having some sort of dream that's making her talk in her sleep. And
A nightmare about the horrible things that have been happening to her recently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She wakes up and sees a shadowed figure over her and immediately freaks out, throws open the curtain. Oh, hey, little bro.
Oh, no, it's a very calm because she doesn't know if it's a ghost. So she...
Right.
She has to no-sell it.
Yeah, she freaks out once she realizes it's her brother.
Mhm.
I love her brother's dialogue here because he's just like, hey, you were being real weird in your sleep. Were you having some kind of weird sex dream? And she's like, why were you watching me sleep? Only one of us
here.
is weird here.
She's like going to throw a pillow at him.
I mean, I was thinking maybe she was being loud.
The brother being weird seems to be more plausible to me. But yeah, at school, the other middle schoolers proceed to fan these flames of stupidity.
Mm-hmm. He's talking with his friend wearing the I Heart Hamburger shirt.
Which, true. I do heart hamburgers. Like,
Yeah.
Same, honestly.
I just love the like supreme confidence the one girl is on. It's just like, oh, your sister is acting weird, like talking in her sleep. That means she's got a boyfriend. When a girl falls in love, she surrenders her body and soul, you know. Whoa, a boyfriend. And he's like not paying attention. It's just like, I mean, it'd be the same if I ever dated someone. Wait, you've never dated anybody? How would you know this? Shut up.
and I'm like, that's the most middle school conversation ever.
It really
Yes.
is.
Yes, I am an expert on this.
I have never experienced it before, but
But you're wrong, and I know more than you. Well,
So of course, Kyosuke, the little brother, he has to now follow Miko around trying to figure out what's up with her.
his imagination conjuring up stupid middle schooler things.
It's great. I love it. He follows her to a bookstore.
I love this.
this is such a stupid gag, and I love it.
I love it so much. Miko is looking through books on the supernatural and is disappointed. Oh, this doesn't help. This is all nonsense. She goes to put the book back. Of course, there's a ghost there. So she just no sells, puts the book back, walks away, which is the standard joke. But then we get the really funny
Because Kyosuke runs over to see what she was on about and glances at the shelf directly below all the ghost books, which includes 99 Ways to Please Your Lover, 100 Date Spots, a story about being.
A story about...
My personal favorite of all of them by far. Oh, nothing. Put it in your mouth.
I mean, if you wanted advice on how to please a man, all or nothing, put it in your mouth is pretty good.
You're all horrible, and I want you to know it.
Like, what is this bookstore that is putting all of that below the ghost books?
A very, very horny one.
I love the fact that we see her little brother opening that 99 Ways to Please Your Lover and just like overreacting. And the dude who's looking at another shoulder, just looking over his shoulder, just going like, what is that kid reading? Oh, jeez.
Kid, you'll learn one day.
Better study up early.
All or nothing, put it in your mouth.
I appreciate it. It knows exactly what it is.
I just want to know why that book has so many pages. I think it tells you everything you need to know on just the title.
Oh,
What?
It needs to go into detail.
Yes, Matt.
What? I haven't said anything.
But because this is a horror property, we need to have the girl taking a bath. So Miko goes to take a bath and try to relax after another day of fucking ghosts.
Well, hopefully not.
Put a comma there.
Oxford comma. Kyosuke in his infinite
So she
wisdom.
did get a boyfriend.
Of a sort.
Patrick Swayze.
Kyosuke in his infinite wisdom is like, now is my chance. Because I randomly grabbed one of the books and opened it up, and we didn't note this, but like he opened the book for 99 Ways to Please Your Lover, and it's like, hickeys are a sign of love. So his plan, get into the bath with Miko and examine her for hickeys.
Oh, that's a stupid and unintentionally creepy thing that a middle schooler brain could come up with, surely.
To be fair, it's not unintentionally creepy either. He just regrets it midway through.
Fortunately for his plan and unfortunately for Miko, there is a spirit crouched in the corner, so she's getting ready to just get up and leave. She's like, nope, cutting the bath short, I'm out of here. And that's when he busts in the door like, we should take a bath together.
We haven't done so in a long time. Suddenly I'm regretting my decision. Never mind.
He sees his sister, sees her back exposed, and goes, okay, yep, not full of hickeys. So I regret this decision now because I realized there's an entire process afterwards that I would need follow-up on. Meanwhile, Miko has seen a ghost in the corner and is afraid to get out of the bath.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, thank God, back up, reinforcements. No, come on, I'll wash your back, get in here.
They both are really gung-ho for this plan, and then both immediately regret it because neither of them ended up getting in the water because they're like...
But it just ends up being this, like, kind of basic sibling situation. Hey, sis, do you have a boyfriend? What? Why do you ask? So you do have one? No!
Oh, well, I guess I could have just talked to you like a human being. I was told by a girl in my middle school class that women aren't human beings and have secret codes. That's dumb. Don't ever do that.
Pro tip, don't listen to middle schoolers.
They vape.
Eat hot chip and lie. I think we need a quick break after that one. We will return and continue these spiritual shenanigans after this.
Go and grab some rosary donuts.
Or, grab a jewel so you can hit it and then have middle schoolers think you're cool.
And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left our unfortunate of a main character. Well, some shenanigans have been happening involving the interaction of ghosts in her day-to-day life. And this is highlighted in the next chapter that we have, the next little slice of life, where, you know how when you drop something shiny, you can never seem to find it again? Well, turns out tiny old men steal these things and run away with them.
This was my favorite monster. The cuteness. This was the cuteness overload for me. I'm like, yes.
So, just to let you know, dear listener, Jay's definition of cuteness is fat, pudgy old men. So, if you ever thought about shooting your shot,
Oh God.
So long as they are small.
if you are short, if you are a short,
No.
plus-sized, bald king, slide into Jay's DMs.
I don't know what it was about this particular chapter, but Miko's expressions were like on point this one. Maybe it was because this was like the one chapter where she wasn't constantly in internal screaming face. Because like she sees the little old dude and she's like, it's kind of cute. Maybe this would be a nice change of pace from all the creepy stuff I've been seeing. Hold on, let me follow him where he stole my 500 yen coin and ran around this alleyway. Oh God! As it's this Russian nesting doll of old men.
The body shapes are wrong.
There's a face vagina that is both consuming and birthing old men.
It's
Like-
really weird.
It's quite something. Whoa, a big old guy.
I've never been more unhappy reading something than this whammy panel.
I just love the contrast between Miko's original, whoa, a tiny old guy, and whoa, a big old guy.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's moving!
Oh, look, my 500 yen coin. Let me just kneel down to get that, and oh God, a crow.
I'm saved!
She chases after the bird that stole the shiny.
Oh.
She was originally going to get some bean soup for her and her brother. She comes back, he's playing on his Switch, and it's like, where are our drinks? My money got taken. Who took it? A crow. It's fine, he saved my life.
What do you mean, a crow? Get it back!
I love how little brother is about to go beat up a crow.
I know, right? That man is on site when it comes to protecting his big sister. Respect. And we see more of the little weird old dudes underneath the couch. But we had my favorite chapter, spoiler alert for the end of the episode. But this next one was my favorite. Because it starts off as a usual chapter for this manga. You know, Hana and Miko are out doing their thing. They're at a shop and getting, the seasonal chestnut pudding. And we learn that Miko is a sweet tooth who likes this particular pudding. And she was, disappointed she couldn't get it last year. She has an encounter with a ghost cashier, which is very spooky to look at.
I like how the ghost cashier is saying the price for the pudding is about 30 yen less. And I'm like, aha, because inflation. Or I guess if these aren't really ghosts, could just be a very stupid spirit.
Yeah, that's possible.
6 to 1, half a dozen of another. Either way, Miko ends up buying an extra thing to make up the difference. and so Hana gets a fish cake. But as she's going about her morning, she's like, okay, more ghosts, whatever. I can go eat my chestnut pudding. And she enters into the dining room where it's, her brother and her parents and a big bleach hollow looking guy just like over the table. And, the whole family's kind of talking to her at once, and she's barely responding because she's trying really, really hard not to pay attention to the demon. And it's like, oh, hey, that chestnut pudding in the fridge, that's yours, isn't it, big sis? Oh, you better put your name on it before somebody eats it. And dad's like, oh, come on, that was only one time. And, mom's like, oh, don't bring that up again. And
You got in such a big argument with your dad when he took it last time.
It's a domestic moment that
And the entire time, the thought process of Miko going through here is how she wishes she didn't have to see these things.
as she's going to leave for school, she takes the pudding, except instead of taking it to, eat, she walks into another room and puts it on a shrine with a picture of her dad. And that's when it hits you. Nobody's directly spoken to Dad.
They hid his dialogue really well in where it made sense.
Yeah.
It's a real Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense moment.
Mhm.
Spoilers.
That movie is older than most of our audience.
But yeah, that really hit me. And it's simultaneously, kind of cute. Like Dad is still here watching over her. But also, Miko herself is very unsettled by this. She's like,
She's
I'm not.
upset that she's seeing someone who's gone. She doesn't know how to
Mhm.
feel about it.
Mhm.
And it's like Dad's also not been paying attention to the weird hollow monster until right now when the monster's going, pudding.
No, that's mine.
She gave it to me. It's like, okay, so you can see this.
I like Miko is fighting back, like acknowledging him until she's ready to school, and like both her mom and her dad have said like goodbye to her, and then she's like finally says like I forget what it is exactly, but she says a goodbye in such a way that it could easily be applied to both of them, but not in such a way she reveals she can see them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if perhaps the trauma was the loss of her father that triggered all of this.
That allowed her to see the ghosts. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that was my thinking when I got here because we heard like it's been a year since that happened. Well, no, it's probably been less than a year because a year ago Dad stole her pudding. So,
Yeah, so a
And-
year ago he was alive.
And he died somewhere between then and now.
also Dad is like, as we've revealed before, Dad is completely normal looking to the point he's indistinguishable from a human being. Which the only other time we've seen a ghost look like that was the wife of Yakuza guy with the cat.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
even then, she was kind of angelic.
Yeah,
Whether
Yeah.
She was very ethereal.
Yeah, like you could tell she was not a normal human because she had like spooky ghost wisps, but like there was like a purity to it.
yeah, but
Whereas,
Dad's just a normal guy.
yeah, Dad just looks like a normal guy.
Something that Miko brings up is that she's worried that the ghosts are becoming clearer and clearer to her, and she's having trouble distinguishing what is real from what is, well, not. She says what is real, to be fair. So it's like
Distinguishing ghosts from people.
the ghosts are becoming more clear to her, is what's happening, really.
Which is emphasized actually pretty early on in the chapter where the gag was she was in the wrong line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it does make me wonder, like, what if the weird bleach hollow looking monster wasn't there, and also the rest of the living family wasn't around, and she could talk to him, let Dad know that she saw him.
And that's such an intense temptation. But then there's also, just because this is the character of Miko that has been established up to this point, there's also the question of could this ghost, like, like it looks like my father, do I trust it on that? Or also, if I acknowledge I can see this one, do they all know now? Like it's disturbing to her because there's a chance to talk to her father again, but she doesn't want to acknowledge any of this is happening because 99% of it has been unfathomably horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Ghost Dad expresses a regret that he never got to really apologize for taking her pudding.
Plus, there's
So
also the whole traditional Japanese aspect of it where you don't talk with ghosts because they belong to the like realm of the dead, and by speaking to them, you're inviting them to a place they don't belong. So
yeah, one of the things is the manga never expressly says that, like, if Miko fails her poker face and acknowledges the ghosts are there, she's gonna immediately die. Like, it never expressly says that, but like even from the first encounter, that is very heavily implied with the ghost asking, "Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me?"
It's certainly the assumption that Miko is operating under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after that relatively emotionally heavy chapter, we have a very fun little bonus thing where she and Hannah are in a cake store, and we have two versions of the same chapter, which is from Hannah's perspective, where Miko just seems kind of distracted, and then from Miko's perspective, where Hannah's trying to point out the cute little cupcake, and there is a the four-eyed gremlin thing pressed against the inside of the pastry display stand, like, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Which actually, interestingly, from a lore perspective, points out that the voices of the ghosts can be so loud that she doesn't hear other people, because in the
It covers over the other dialogue.
So when she's like, what? Sorry, I didn't hear that. She legitimately didn't. The ghost was saying something. Yeah, that was a lot of lore exploration, sort of emotionally heavy. Let's have just a fun chapter of Hana not having any idea what the hell is going on.
That's what she does best.
Hana just Hana-ing over an entire chapter.
I love it. She wakes up, she starts having her breakfast, which is a huge stack of pancakes. She sends a picture to Miko, and Miko's like, that is way too much. You are so lucky all the calories go to your boobs.
I was about to say, that's not even Hana's only breakfast today.
Yeah. Even her mom is like, Hana, are you done?
On the way to, I'm not sure I don't think it's school because she's not in her uniform. On the way to whatever she's doing.
My favorite monster design. This guy is so freaky, but I love it.
She sees a dog. Oh, hello, Mr. Puppy. You're so energetic. And it's like freaking out.
Yeah, this is when we get established that dogs are the real MVP. They're
Yes.
like, there's a ghost behind you. Stop. What are you doing?
John is the goat. John the pit bull. Because as she's walking away, we see from the ghost perspective, it's like Hana's like life aura, and then the monster following her, which is this huge hunchback thing with super long needle fingernails. And like the most striking aspect of it is like its face. It's where its eyes would be, or like stitched over, so it has eyes in like its jawline, so they're like they're like at a 45-degree angle, and the mouth way too big, taking up where the nose would be.
Yes.
And there also seems to be, if not a mouth, a something beneath the chin.
It's like dripping, kind of waxy.
Is this the one that is like barbecuing the smaller ones?
Yeah, it's barbecuing the little old guys in Hannah's extreme life aura.
Which is how we know it's an enemy. Because again, they're adorable. Little gremlin.
It's like grabbing the little guys, throwing it onto her boobs so that they start frying, and then eats them. And actually, I do love the sort of implication that like it's doing this over and over, and then Hannah gets hungry and pulls out her emergency melon bun. So it's like maybe the reason she's hungry all the time is that her life essence is getting burned away to barbecue tiny ghosts as snacks for big demons.
Oh, yeah, that's a mood.
That's probably what's happening.
I'm just saying, would your dietitian believe that?
No.
Yes.
That's
Mine
why
would. Yours might not.
I don't think Dr. Hansen would believe that at all. As Hannah is walking along, she finds a young boy who is crying and holding a snap dog collar, and it's like, my dog, his collar came off and he ran away and he went into that place. It was really scary and I don't know what to do in that.
Hana just being the font of positivity that she is, despite the fact that allegedly, actually, cursed building.
Super cursed, very dilapidated.
And because she is the Genkiest of all Genki girls, of course she's scared of ghosts, which, I mean, in this universe, we've established it's a very legitimate fear, but she doesn't know that. But because she loves dogs and doesn't want to see the little boy cry, she decides she's going to go in and get the dog.
And we have an entirely epic battle. Well, first we have Hannah like desperately holding in her sobs, and she's like, "What if I see a ghost?" As like long nails is just over her shoulder, like meh.
Long Nails, who has been growing fatter and creepier the more old men it's eaten all day.
Yep.
And as Hannah goes into the cursed building, like more spirits are like slurping out of the walls, and more of the old men are coming out. And the entire time that she's like coaxing the dog out of its hiding spot. It's like, okay, Chico, come here, boy, you can do it.
Dog is like freaking out. Like, do you not see this woman?
The dog is freaking out. Meanwhile, all of the various ghosts are getting like grabbed up by long nails and like eaten and ripped apart. And it's this brutal, like, doom moment. Like E1M1 playing in the background. It's something out of Chainsaw Man. And that's when Hannah walks up and meets Miko. It's like, sorry I'm late. And the huge beast behind her.
Oh, but we gotta address she does in fact get dog.
Yeah, she
Dog-
does get dog.
Dog is not puppy, like little boy said earlier. Dog is full-grown dog.
It's full-grown dog.
Dog is puppy.
Puppies are forever.
He is puppy in mindset alone.
As a puppy with many years of experience.
Yes, exactly.
The important part is, though, this is Hana having to struggle two-handedly to carry this, like, greyhound, basically.
It's so cute.
It's a very cute dog, yes. And he's very scared. But my favorite little tidbit from this is that Hana's presence drew out so many evil spirits, and the big monster following her ate all of them, so she effectively exorcised the building. It is
Yes.
purified now. No more ghosts. It actually becomes a profitable arcade.
Which is crazy because if only she knew.
That's just
Unfortunately,
hilarious to me.
unfortunately, the long nails ghost is now Turbo Giga Ultra Ghost.
Unspeakably powerful.
The spirits didn't disappear; they're just now all condensed.
Mm-hmm. And so Hana's like, hey, you know how I said we were going to the movies? Sorry, cinema's actually closed today. Cinemas have closed days? Yeah. So we're going to a shrine. You buy this, right? Yeah, I buy it. Okay, good.
Easily
Oh.
distracted.
No thoughts, head empty. Oh.
And I love how this is just an extension of the previous chapter, because, you know, like the girls go about doing the whole Shinto shrine thing. You know, they give an offering, they ring the bell, they do the clap clap. Hana's wish, very, very brief, very to the point. I want to eat lots of tasty food. And Miko's just like, please get rid of this ghost. Please get rid of this demon. I just need my friend to be okay. Please get rid of it. And if you can spare the time and make me not see these things anymore, that'd be great. I really appreciate it, but please save my friend.
Yeah, that and this is the part where like, oh, these two are so cute. Because like the thing is, her primary concern isn't seeing the ghosts. Her primary concern isn't herself. It's her friend, because she's the one who's in the most imminent danger right now.
So
Like,
altruistic.
oh,
Yeah, it's great.
I love their friendship, and I also ship it.
And we get my favorite segment, which is Miko being being front row seats on the epic, like, Yu Yu Hakusho battle of the two little shrine maiden ghosts fighting the big demon. Except it's too powerful and it destroys them. So
let's take a picture by the
by the
arch,
Torii Gate.
or yeah, by the gate.
As it's shifting into its final form, I'm powerful enough that I will destroy this world. And then this big goat-headed thing looks like fucking Raru from Tears of the Kingdom rears up and just eats the whole fucking monster.
Meanwhile, Hana's posed up for the selfie. Poor Miko. She's just done.
This panel had me rolling. Miko sobbing while Hannah's like, yeah, peace. And the big monster in the back. Oh, is so good, dude. I love this.
The fairly malevolent, or ostensibly malevolent, because it seemed to have been parasitizing Hana, is removed, and the weird triangle horned thing.
Yeah. I'm saying it's some sort of weird goat god.
Which is interesting because Yeah, it's interesting how the symbolism is kind of there.
Yeah, because these things are depicted as like outrightly good because they appear to be shrine maidens, but they're just as disgusting as awful as all like the ghost look,
Yeah.
which is distinctly different from when we saw those two cat angels. Is really my kind of like
Yeah.
what was going on there.
If I were to hazard a guess, I feel like that has to do with the degree to which they're at peace, but that's substantiated by very little.
It could also just be the cat angels made the joke funnier.
That's
As oppo-
also true.
Yeah, as opposed to no, these are just peaceful, horrible looking monstrosities.
Yes.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid.
But yeah, the temple god question mark does Naruto hand signs over Miko's head.
And is speaking some kind of like weird language that is either a mumble she can't hear or just can't comprehend. And then just like is looking her dead in the eyes and is very clear he knows she can see it.
Yeah, it's speaking Old Realm.
Yeah, and just goes thrice. And she's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Notably, the two little shrine maiden spirits had been destroyed in the fight, and then they're sort of rebirthed from under the goat god.
Yeah.
And like it just kind of based on the hand signs, it's like directing them towards her, and that's when it's like 3 times.
Like sprinkles leaves and shit on her.
What does that mean? Help! Poor Miko.
It's the
Oh.
most done we've seen her in this entire thing. And she was done like literally halfway through chapter 1.
She's tearing through the entire family's budget on new underwear. Poor thing.
Oh.
But yeah, they're no context.
But it's here where we get introduced to my favorite character. The Chunibyo to end all Chunibyo's.
Make me your apprentice. Reverse shot to
Granny, just like I don't take apprentices. Here, take this rosary. Will that make you go away? Oh, I'm so cool. I'm your apprentice now.
has to
what are you?
pose with the rosary.
What are you, in middle school? No, I'm just a really short high schooler. That's actually legitimately what it is. But like, I'm still gonna be really fussy about it. Yeah, Julia.
She goes back. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that Granny was coming back because it's not immediately clear that this is a flashback, but it is in fact a flashback because when she goes back to fortune teller location, she sees that it's all shuttered up, and conveniently, plot janitor points her in the direction of the character she needs to meet.
Yeah, that's ridiculous how she says. She's first guy she asks, wait, where's Granny? Oh, well, she packed up shop. Actually, those two girls right there looking at the shop right now are the last two customers she ever saw. Like, okay.
That is some contrived horror plot bullshit. And I'm kind of here for it.
Oh,
Wait,
it's 100% self-aware of this. Like,
those girls, they're from the class next door.
My God, those girls, they died 20 years ago. In fact, tonight's the anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we get a scene of Julia doing Julia things. She follows them.
She decides to stalk the two of them, and so she sees Miko essentially gaslight gatekeep girl bossing Hana into not stumbling into a ghost.
There's a cockroach.
Eek! And that makes her stumble out of the way of the spirit. Oh, what? Sorry, that it was just a shadow on the pavement. My bad. Don't scare me like that. Wait, she can see them. Oh.
Rival.
Rival. She so desperately wants to be Vegeta to Goku.
She decides to try to have a spirit medium battle confrontation after gym class.
As you do.
I'm not saying I got the Summer Hikaru died flashbacks, but
I definitely didn't.
for like a half a second, and then it's like, oh wait, no, that's not what we're going for here. Okay.
Because we learn that whilst Julia can in fact see the little men's,
The little men's mans.
the reason they're there is hilarious. But
They're attracted to dark places and they like shiny things. So I scattered some bottle caps in here.
she just did that.
Yes, she did.
I just imagine that every line she says ends with a
What she doesn't realize is that she can only see the small, weak spirits, the big, terrifying ones that have completely obliterated Miko's ability to sleep. Yeah, there's one right there.
This giant block-faced monster. You mean she can see those little guys, but she can't see that?
Julia tries to spirit medium powers with her bracelet, only for it to, as it does around powerful spirits, instantly explode.
Oh, I need to get us out of here somehow. I know! Serpent drop!
Why is that what you thought of?
Miko uses her wrestling moves to take out Julia.
So not only has she just become a casual fan, she's invested.
She's an imitator.
I was about to say, that is not a move you pull off without practicing in your bedroom alone after getting way too hyped watching a match.
I know. This was not just I'm actually really into this. This is cool. No.
No, she's about this particular wrestler.
She's going to New Japan. She's going to be an up-and-comer.
I'm saying that knee-jerk reaction to look up a video awoke something within her.
Lifelong passion.
And she's just like, okay, I can't put her in danger by exposing the more powerful spirits. I'm just going to try to brush this over. Look, I'm sorry for hurting you. It's okay. We don't need to talk about what happened. Just feel better, okay? And hyper chunibyo that Julia is, she reads this in the most violent light possible. I let you live. I will hurt you worse if you continue to push me. You have only seen 1/10 of my power.
all of the coded language of a completely different manga. That Julia is very convinced she's in right now.
And this is the chapter with the meet and greet shot of Miko with Anaconda Anaguma. I love it. It's such a good image for him over entering. I don't know why that's so funny.
He just wants a handshake event. Like,
yeah, we get one more. I say one more, but
I mean, they're all slice of lifey, but this one isn't connected to anything in particular. It does reinforce the something that had been established earlier, the idea that she's having trouble telling what's a ghost and what's a person. In Dark Light, she's seeing everyone with, black eyes and grotesque shadows. And
is that a ghost or is that just a grungy old person?
Turns out it's the latter.
Yep, just a grungy old person.
Trying to make a statement of how close you are to death or something.
Yeah, there's a metaphor in here somewhere, and we're not going to address it.
I mean, there's also kind of the strong implication that this woman is kind of something's wrong with her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she has dementia, probably. I don't think that they say it outright, but she's forgetting.
Magic dementia.
Yeah, because she's out of it. She's just repeating the number 4 over and over, which already has connotations in Japanese.
Yeah.
And so Miko, being the good soul that she is, gives her a piggyback ride home. Her adult daughter, finds her and it's like, oh, thanks for dealing with her. She's been so out of it since Dad died, and I'm real sorry. Look, can I get you some food, like some dinner to pay for this? No, I should really just head home. No, I insist. Just stay here. I'll get you something to take away. And that's when another ghost shows up, repeating numbers 6, 3, 4,
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
It's some real D&D puzzle stuff, actually.
Oh.
Granny, still very confused, sees Miko's phone. Is like, "Is this the internet? Oh yeah, this you can like browse the net and send emails. And do you see this?" And she punches in the number that the ghost is muttering, 4631. At which point, Granny meanders into a room with a safe, puts in that code, and it opens up to a bunch of letters and a comb. And once Granny puts the comb in her hair, it kind of, snaps her out of her delirium. And
It jogs her memory.
She also is drawn as if she's a completely different character too. Like it is
yeah,
night
that,
and day.
yeah, that's what Matt's going on about magic, magic dementia.
Because she is no longer drawn as if she is 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah.
Mhm. And the ghost of the husband, confirmed now, thanks her and moves on.
I like one of the like subtle things about this is boy, that ghost seems significantly younger. That death happened a long time ago.
I'm not sure about that because they haven't been able to get into that safe then for like 40 years.
It's possible.
Well, it's just letters and a comb. Like it's very important sentimental value, but it's not something you'd imminently need to get into.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah, I could see it being like a decade or two.
Also, could just be that because he's not currently being weighed down with the death of a spouse, he's
Well,
able
that's
to
true.
stand to his full height. Like, because clearly she gained some height when she was not crippled over, and it's very like artistic take on it.
Yeah.
Because we get to see there's another woman in a chapter later on that's possessed, and she's got a kind of air of like ghostiness to her too. So.
And we have to end on a punchline. Well, we end on two punchlines. For one, Miko looking at her phone to get and send texts has been a running bit. Hana's just like, "Hey, should we share pictures of the underwear that we bought today? I mean, you can send it. You're no fun."
Yeah. Miko is not on board for this. It's like, you can do it if you want. I'm not.
I'm just saying, isn't that what you do with your best friend?
I'm not here for your Yuri bullshit. Well, I'm here for my Yuri bullshit. Here's me in this lingerie bra. Admittedly, it is over her shirt, so
which is the joke, which is why Miko finds it funny because it's like, aha, here's me in my underwear, and it's not. So
But then the second punchline is they're lining up at the donut shop again, and it's like the line of ghosts going to get eaten by the monster is still there, and oh, that's Grandpa, that's old lady's husband. He's getting eaten. What?
Well, they were lining up for some reason.
Miku's like, isn't that the guy from yesterday? What?
Oh,
that's what happens when you help people, Miku. You don't do it.
Okay, so is like Big Mouth a psychopomp?
A portal to the afterlife? Yeah, like that seems too optimistic, but maybe.
Look,
help me sleep at night.
Given what we've seen from like the Shrine Guardian and the Maidens,
yeah, something grotesque can still be.
Good is not necessarily beautiful in this universe, even when it is,
I don't think it's very Shinto for it to be like a peaceful afterlife. But then we have the cat angels, which is weird. But
maybe it's like a Buddhist thing of like getting eaten by that thing is attaining a sort of nirvana of non-existence.
Yeah,
you no longer have earthly attachments.
Anyway, we get those lore questions unanswered. The lore question that we do get answered is, do the monsters appear on camera? And definitively, at the start of chapter 14, they do.
Oh my god, I'm looking at the manga right now. It has 666 likes. God damn it!
I like that one a lot when I saw that.
I just noticed that. That's so dumb.
I love it.
Oh, it's great. That's amazing.
But yeah, it's the whammy panel from the Shinto Shrine chapter. Except Miko and Hana's faces have been blurred out by their respective emojis. And we can see, the big monster eating the demon in the background. Hana completely oblivious to this. Miko just like, oh God, they do appear on camera. Oh no. I was thinking, since this was like my most popular tweet ever, I'm going to get into photography. I bought a Polaroid camera.
Of course you did.
I love Miko's expression, which is simultaneously, oh no, she's going to take pictures of stuff that's just going to show the ghosts. And also, oh my God, Hannah, that's so lame. It is both expressions at the same time.
Miko saying, she's trying to dissuade Hana from this most recent dumb escapade. Hana immediately takes a Polaroid of Miko, which again, God, their friendship is so cute because the expression that Miko has is the only shot of her at ease after the beginning of the first chapter in the entire manga. But of course, there's a ghost in the background because of course there is.
Of course.
Just this weird streaker mummy thing, just going running past. I only describe it as a weird streaker because it's naked and running, but I don't know, that tracks for these ghosts.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
I'm definitely a natural. These photos are great. Yeah, sure. Definitely. There's something weird in the photo there. But
we get Julia.
The return of Julia. Oh yeah, you're totally great at these photos. I mean, take a look at this. This is so good. You should absolutely pursue this hobby.
I know the perfect spot you can take pictures.
Please, no!
And of course, they go to a spooky haunted tunnel because of course they do.
Every town's got a spooky haunted tunnel.
It's the one from all of the mangas. You know the one. But here we have my favorite, cascade of misunderstandings. Because Miko's like, rocking my shoe. Let me get rid of that.
I love this.
Oh, lost my balance. And she falls over and catches herself. And Julia's seeing it as her doing this 8 trigrams spiritual barrier.
Meanwhile,
Miko is so fucking cool in Julia's head.
Yeah, Miko's a rare case of actually no thoughts head empty. She's just standing up. She has no idea what's going on.
Unfortunately, this tunnel is super freaking haunted.
So everywhere is haunted.
Yeah, what place isn't super freaking haunted in this manga? Every third person has to be a serial killer. Just even this out in any way.
It always supports the theory that it has to be just an epicenter of spiritual activity.
Or something. We get the attempt of getting through the tunnel. It doesn't go great. There's a barrel.
The barrel Spider-Man. Yeah, I think I designed an exalted god to be like this once.
And to be clear, that isn't Sam's Spider Sona. That's
something else. As Hana is obliviously walking through the
tunnel, Miko is desperately yelling for her to get out of the way as Oil Barrel Spider Demon is Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love
Oil Barrel Spider Demon. We love killing
casting chains. It grabs and destroys one of the ghosts, which
go in sicko mode.
Julia can't see the barrel thingy.
She can see the ghosts getting bodied.
So of course that must mean Miko is even cooler.
Her spiritual power is insane. Did she say spider when she pointed like that because she was setting up a mass exorcism, like some sort of spider web? No, you weirdo. You freaking Chunibyo. No, that's not what happened. Thankfully, this cascade of cock-ups actually does result in the barrel monster noticing them. And this is where we get our first definitive idea or our first definitive confirmation that the monsters knowing you can perceive them puts you in immediate peril. because the barrel demon, like Julia thinking that she's exorcised one of the demons when it was just one of the casualties, is like, did you see my power? Look, I did it. I got rid of the ghost. And the monster's like, you see us, and is about to go and, body her. But that's when the weird little shrine maiden spirits show up and kick its ass and make it, slink away.
Beat up and defeated.
Mm-hmm. And one of the little shrine maidens just looks Miko dead in the eye and raises a single overly long finger. 1.
Everybody gets 1.
Everybody gets 3, according to Goat God.
Yep.
Thrice.
But she might not make that connection. At least that was my takeaway of like, why are you doing?
Quite reasonably, Miko is too freaked the hell out to put that math together.
Yeah, you see in her head that like she has all the pieces. She's probably going to get it once she goes home and has time to think about it, but she's blue screening pretty hard. And then they decide the tunnel is too spooky. We should go home.
We end on a very cute note when they're heading home on the bus, and Hana takes a group selfie of them with Miko and Julia both freaked the hell out. But she sends the picture to all of them, and Julia's like, I have friends now. I'm gonna make this my wallpaper, not because I like them or anything.
Well, no, she's saying I must be strong and not make it my wallpaper, as she is currently making it her wallpaper. The other thing I didn't notice until I've been thumbing through it for the podcast. What's your favorite MD's donut? And she says the mushroom muffin. And I don't know how I missed all of the mushroom stuff on her.
She's got the hair. Her pigtails have mushroom ties. When she's picturing herself as a mighty spirit medium, the hem of her hood is mushroom patterns.
And she's got like a mushroom hoodie too.
Mm-hmm. She's a really fun guy.
Oh, jeez. We end on the cute little nonsense chapter of Miko and her little brother going shopping for their mom's birthday.
You get the comedy beat of, yes, we will take this one. No, I'm not going to change because there was a horrifying ghost in there. I'm never going in that stall again.
Can we talk about how weird the not dead shopping attendant was, going like, oh man, a brother and sister shopping. I totally ship that. It was weird.
Yeah. She seems to have been a fan of Sis Confidential.
I'm just saying, there's more listeners than you'd expect.
I hate it.
He's acting like a boyfriend. It's so cute. What? Lady, what? And meanwhile, inside the changing room is another attendant whose neck is twisted around like 6 times and has a dent in her skull.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I had to guess a cause of death for her, probably car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Because one side of her body is significantly worse than the other. So
yeah.
The size is perfect. It looks wonderful.
I found something to go with it. Please stop.
Hey, sister, you done? Oh yeah, I'm done. Hey, can we just pay for this and leave? I don't want to change out of it. Isn't that for mom?
To be fair, little brother does not wait for her to confirm she's done changing before he just rips the curtain open.
Yeah. Did she take a liking to it because her brother complimented her? That's super cute. Okay, lady, please.
Please stop shipping them.
Stop.
I like the running theme that the little brother is only interested in clothing that has animal faces on it.
Yeah, because he gets sawfish.
And he said that the dress would be cooler if it had a lion on it.
But yeah, Miko ends up wearing the dress they're buying their mom for a present home because she doesn't want to change out. So she's on the bus, is sitting there. Little brother's fallen asleep and about to drool all over the dress. So that's going on. And we get literally the most horrifying monster we've seen.
This thing, like,
wiggity whack, get into my sack.
It's got the raincoat. It's got like cockroach legs poking out of the raincoat. Its face is this like simultaneously like mummified, but also like split mouth wide open, unreasonably big smile, one eye blacked out, the other cataracted. It's carrying an axe and a sack. It is
And has mouths on the side of its face where its ears should be. Don't forget that part.
Yep.
And the most hideous part of all, it has braces.
Yeah, right?
Awful.
Adult braces are the worst.
And as it's going, psst, 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 psst.
Just beatboxing.
It's beatboxing, and it starts swinging its axe, whack, 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 chopping at the neck of everybody in
He's
line.
whacking and slashing.
He's hacking and whacking and slashing, chopping that meat this all the way down the subway car. And Miko is, because everybody's either asleep or distracted by their phone, and Miko's like, he's coming this way. Bro, we need to wake up. We need to move.
But then a salaryman walks up past it, and because he's gotten up and is moving, he becomes the target, gets slashed. Obviously, nothing's happening to these people because he's a ghost. And that's what Miko eventually kind of finds solace with, of like, okay, it's fine. It's not real. It can't hurt me. And then she notices the girl next to her has some kind of weird aura coming out of her because she's possessed. We find out later.
She's like breathing out some sort of black mist. Her eyes are sort of heavily shadowed. The ghost chops her. There's a spray of blood. And then, found you. And the axe and the headsman ghost pulls out another spirit from this lady with like its face is split.
Embedded in the axe.
It's so metal. I love it.
But more importantly, any like comfort she was finding in that she can't be hurt by this thing suddenly went out the window, going like, oh no, if I can see these things, does that mean I have enough of a connection to get hurt? Oh no.
And we have simultaneously Miko's greatest moment and her most shameful, as she is like flashing through all the various ghost encounters she's had. And as the axe is descending towards her neck, she just meets the gaze of this thing completely blank faced. And the axe pauses, and it shoulders the axe and marches along and starts chopping at other people. She's like, whew, okay. And Kiyosuke wakes up and he's like, hey sis, why are you standing? No reason. Underwear. What's that? What about your underwear?
Huh. Girls have it real bad sometimes. That wasn't it.
That's not what the problem is.
Oh.
And thus ends our reading. Poor Miku. Poor Miku. She is long suffering.
Look, we started our reading on a wetting your pants joke. We ended on a wetting your pants joke.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Indeed. So, favorite character and favorite encounter with a spirit. As I have already stated, Julia is my favorite character because little Chunibyo idiot, she desperately wants to be the shonen rival when she's really not. It's very funny. Hana is a just like neck and neck second on this one because her level of obliviousness is equivalent but different enough for it to be a different kind of comedy to make the two of them play off each other excellently. And yeah, the headsman in the subway is my favorite spirit encounter because it brings up so many lore questions while being actually the most like kind of tense and thriller-y. Because one of the things that I always felt about this, I had heard that like this manga had very horrifying monster designs and it had a lot of like terror involved in it. And like, yeah, the ghosts were ugly and freaky. I never really felt the same sort of like tension that I had felt for like the rest of this month until that one, which had the ticking clock element of like it's moving down the line. It's chop, chop, chop.
Well, I mean, the big thing is there's the introduction, because like they've not been able to touch her yet. They've not been able to interact with her yet. But suddenly someone who was like connected with, ghostly things, suddenly there was contact. And
yeah, exactly. And like that was the point where this finally felt like a horror story or like a thriller manga instead of just like a slightly unsettling comedy.
It changed to an actual horror piece rather than feeling like you're watching Miku read scary stories to tell in the dark under her bed sheet with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why that one was my favorite. So Matt, how about you? Favorite character, favorite spirit encounter?
That's a good question. I guess I gotta go with Hana. Hana's pretty good. I found the most joy reading her stuff. Favorite spirit encounter, though, I am gonna go with the chapter with her dad, just because I found that very heartwarming. I don't know. It was also kind of the saddest one for me, because it's the implication that she can't talk to her dad because that carries just as much risk as anything else.
That one definitely made it feel like instead of just like I see ghosts, it's I see ghosts. I see departed people.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
All right. Jay, how about you? Favorite character and favorite spirit encounter?
I have to agree. Hana is
Hana.
Hana is Hana. I guess I just never put the two to two together, but yeah. There were certainly times that she kind of moved the story along and kind of gave some levity to an otherwise very, very heavily horrific existence. But I would have to say my favorite encounter, that being said, has to be the 500 yen coin and the little goblins.
They're just little guys.
I
They're just little short kings.
know. Oh my god.
Every last one of them.
Shut up.
Oh.
And Jacob.
God, I love Hana. God, I love Julia. I love Granny too.
Granny's pretty great.
Like the whole aspect of I'm gonna give up my charlatan ways and be a proper spirit medium, and I'm retiring now. Never mind. That was one of the best jokes in the whole thing, and I wish she'd come back. But man, to me, best character's gotta be Miko. Like the purity of the friendship between her and Hana. It's just like she's so endearing, that she suffers through all of this and no sells everything. She's the reason why the comedy works. Like she's the glue that holds everyone else's jokes together, and I really appreciate her for that, and also for her friendship with Hana. And I'm rooting for you, Hana. I don't know how it will go, but
I'm rooting for the Badger. He's really got the fan he needs.
you're not wrong.
Anaconda Anaguma.
I'd love to give a different one, because like I really liked the shrine encounter. I liked a lot of the encounters, but in all honesty, the best one to me was definitely the dad. The simple fact is, you read it, you get to the panel that shows the picture on the shrine, you stop, you quickly finish the chapter, and then you just read the whole thing again. That's the only thing you can do.
That was the chapter that made me go from, oh yeah, this is pretty good. I'm having a decent time with this, to and really made me like zero in on it.
Yeah, we got like a little taste of, wow, this can really like tell an interesting spooky story that makes you think, things like the cat story. This, on the other hand, like it's not even really funny. Like it's just a good spooky, like, and it's not horror either, but it's just a good spooky story,
Mm-hmm. I see Dad's ghost at breakfast in the morning and no one else does. What the hell is with that?
And there's a part of me that kind of wishes I could see, like, because like they had those they had the like 2-page a version where you can see the ghosts and where you can't. I would like to see a version with none of the supernatural stuff for that chapter, because there were a few points where I was kind of curious about the blocking. I think it's the size of the monster that facilitates the fake out is the reason why some of it didn't parse for me on the second read, but because they're very good about like about how they weave the dialogue around the character not really, not being there, air quotes.
But you see, Jacob, the fact that the family leaves such a vacancy in the physical space is representative of the vacancy left within their hearts.
Within their hearts, yes. They seem to be dodging the monster's tail pretty effectively, but
I think people just naturally do that.
yeah,
I
probably.
would buy that's just like an intrinsic psychicness within everyone that they
that they
avoid creepy things.
Meanwhile, Hana doesn't have that innate sense because you need a brain for that.
You need a sense of self-preservation beyond just consume. So yeah, that does dovetail into the next discussion question of what the hell is up with these ghosts. Matt brought up a good point that like while there is the reading of like them being the vengeful spirits of the slain, there's an equal amount of like just logically it doesn't make a ton of sense that all of
They
these
can't
murdered
all
people,
be murdered people. That's impossible.
maybe they're just like manifested versions of bad vibes.
Like it's funny for the joke for the like cafe one that yes, they're both serial killers and they found each other, but that's so intrinsically horrifying for Miko that I don't want that to be true. But there's
it's also completely insane that they're both getting away with it.
Yeah,
that's some yandere x yandere bullshit.
It also could be just ghosts hang around and they've been attracting stalkers, at which point it's not their fault, so the joke kind of falls flat. But, but whatever. That's not the point of that chapter. The point of that chapter is they're serial killers and they found each other. Haha, funny. Moving on.
It's playing on that horror chestnut of we're going for a vibe more than a cohesive thing.
So I've got a theory that I think I've brought up I've been mentioning it casually. The cat angels completely ruin, but I'm willing to discount the cat angels because they happen so early. Is that all of the spirit world looks kind of gross as they like age and decay, and there's like a natural cleaning process to get these old spirits out of the way, and those are like these bigger spirits that are like demons as opposed to ghosts. And that also comes in with the fact that Chunibyo, number one girl, can only see ghosts and like the little minor spirits. She can't see the like big garbage collectors that come through and wipe out everything else.
Yeah, that fits with the Axeman too. Even to addressing the cat spirits and the guy, like clearly the guy's wife. One thing I'd say that's sort of like, I don't think that breaks that theory, because one of the way I read their design was that they were at complete peace. They didn't have any kind of hangups. They were just staying to watch over the person they cared about the most. And that's the reason why they're not grotesque. Whereas everyone else has unfinished business. Like they're either fighting to protect the shrine or, angry about something and, therefore acting in, like acting out in some way. And that's why they're grotesque, whereas the cats and the wife aren't. Which kind of goes into one of the things I thought of, which we mentioned during, but like the idea that the monster devouring the ghosts isn't necessarily evil, but like might be a path to the afterlife. Like, because the thing is, we see the husband ghost, he's able to pass on his message to his surviving wife, and then he goes to that queue. It's very much the case where that's definitely an optimistic read of it, but I don't know. In a lot of cases, a lot of the ghosts, there's definitely like the risk of acknowledging them might instantly kill you, but a lot of the ghosts don't honestly seem that bad. Like they're just kind of there.
A lot of them seem very lonely, though, is the big thing, and you don't want to draw attention to yourself. Otherwise...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's smart for Miko not to acknowledge them even when they're not like actively threatening. But like, I don't know, there isn't that much of it, like, until that last chapter that we read, there isn't that much of a sense of danger to this story. I guess 14 as well, because the
She was almost killed in the tunnel is the strong
yeah,
implication there.
yeah, that
Yeah, the oil barrel demon was pretty bad.
yeah, so but like the majority of them are spooky but not necessarily super threatening. So, I don't know. It kind of depends on to the degree that this story will go into its own lore, which in all honesty, if it just stayed an anthology series and never even really acknowledged or brought up that sort of thing more so than it already has, is not an unreasonable path for the story to take. I don't know if I want them to go into detail and actually world build that, like, not even necessarily explain things, but I mean world build. I don't know if I want that because it has the potential to suck the humor out of it.
What, you don't want her to learn how to do exorcisms and then it becomes a shonen battle manga?
Look, not everything has to cater to my taste specifically, okay? the fact that I'm gonna write that fan fiction means that the story itself doesn't have to go there.
You heard it here, everyone. Jacob doesn't want a lesbian battle action manga.
I will write it myself. The story can go wherever it pleases.
And if you know of such a series, please send it our way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We will happily read it. And speaking of, would you continue reading this particular manga? For a lot of it, I was, I wasn't not gonna read more of it, but I wasn't invested either. And then we hit, the ghost dad. Then we hit the shrine chapter, and oil monster, and it's like, okay, so this has a bit more meat on the bones than I originally thought, and now I'm interested. I will read more because I want to find out more, and I just want to see if Miko can ever catch a fucking break. Reverse order. Jacob, would you continue reading?
Kind of in a similar state as Sam, where it's funny jokes. Like there's so many things that I want to catch up on, so many things I want to keep up with. So it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, this is great. I don't know that it's high enough on the list that I'll get back around to it. Sort of the big thing for me is they're definitely at the very least teasing the Hana Miko ship, and I want to see if that goes anywhere. like that's even a case of just me being genuinely curious if they're going to do anything with that. And then also, and again, I don't know if I want, like, obviously cater to my taste. If this turns into a freaking shonen series where she learns to be a spirit medium, like, obviously that's going to cater to my taste, but also it's really not what this manga is. And I want to know more about the lore. I want it to world build, but I also don't know if that's right for it. And in a weird way, that intrigues me, that I want to see what, direction that will fall. It's almost the case where, like, I'm curious about how much, I don't know how to phrase it, but like that sort of uncertainty of the direction it's going to go, whether it's going to give answers or not, has kind of suckered me into continuing.
All right. And Jay, how about you? Would you continue reading?
Absolutely. And I feel like this has been long needed in my rotation. Because it kind of fills the same niche as Frankenfran and Taylor Brown Hanaka-kun. I don't know, kind of campy, but it still has a bit of that horror, but not just full on, dare I say, gore that or sharpness to it, kind of like Junji Ito has. So that's why I feel this suits that need.
All right. And Matt.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna fall off the other way from Jacob, where I really liked the part with the dad. That definitely gave me some questions about what's going on here. But also the dear God is really cool. But like the fact that was buried in so much that at this point I'm pretty sure I've got a clear idea of what this manga wants to be. It really doesn't give me the faith that those questions will be answered in I think they'd be given satisfying answers, just not in a timeline I'd be happy with.
Yeah.
So I'm not really that interested in continuing this.
All right, fair enough. And everybody, thank you once again for tuning into the Over Manga Cast. As always, you can find us on all of your social medias, where we are at Over Manga Cast.
You can also find us on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. We have our backlog there. The episodes go up on a 2-week delay. If you want our up-to-date stuff, you can head over to overmangacast.com, and that even has a place where you can leave comments on individual episodes. Tell us how you felt about the series. Tell us why Granny is actually Best Girl. Tell us other series that we could read. If you have that lesbian shonen battle manga, please send us a message.
Yeah, and always we appreciate reviews in any and all form, and recommendations are always appreciated. This right here was a recommendation. We wouldn't have read it before because I had the misconception that it was just spooky jump scares, and how would we talk about it? But here we are at the end of an episode, so I was wrong. That's right, Sam. Clip this. This is the only time you're hearing me say it.
We actually have multiple clips of you saying this.
I don't think that's true. You can reach us at overmangacast@gmail.com, where you can email us whatever you want, or just go give us reviews on any podcatcher of your choice. 5 stars is preferable, but we just love hearing from you.
And make sure to tune in next week, where now that Spooky Month is finally over, we can settle into something much less horrifying. Oh, wait, that's November. Oh.
God damn it!
This is more horrifying. I'd like to get off the ride now.
Please stop. Please stop.
So make sure to tune in next week when we're starting No Read November with Full Metal Alchemist, The Final Alchemy.
Oh boy, more live action anime movies. I'm so happy.
I love it.
Oh.
I feel like I'm retroactively dying. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Save us.
I mean, guys, I don't think dying's going to help us because, as we've seen in what we just read, we'll just come back and have to watch it because there's nothing else to do.
No!